Leadership and management. The AD is the leader in the athletics department. As a result, he or she may find themselves having to wear many hats and handle a vast amount of different issues, such as being a lobbyist, designer, or fundraiser for a new facility. A legal expert when making decisions surrounding coaches' contracts, liability, or Title IX. Being a publicist for promoting all sports, and a financial manager when making short-term and long-term plans. In order to be an effective leader, the AD must clearly define and inspire the department stakeholders. In order to do this, the AD must form a vision, a mission, and core values. A vision is a clear, concise, and inspiring statement defining what the athletics department wants to be or should look like in the future. This statement should be easy to remember and should provide a sense of direction for the organization. For example, Disney's vision is to make people happy. The mission statement should describe why the athletics department exists. It may also include SMART objectives, which stand for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Those objectives will guide the organization towards achieving their vision. For example, the University of North Carolina. We educate and inspire through athletics. Core values are shared beliefs about desired behaviors and outcomes that provide a guide when making decisions. These values will drive the culture and priorities of the athletics department. The NCAA has 7 core values. I will share just a couple. The first one, the highest levels of integrity and sportsmanship. The next, the pursuit of excellence in both academics and athletics. A well-defined vision, mission, and core values can help the organization attain benefits such as employee inspiration, motivation, empowerment, and organizational effectiveness. On the other hand, if an organization's mission, vision, and core values appear to be insincere or lack organizational buy-in, they can be detrimental and can lead to actions that undermine leadership. Creating buy-in is a challenge for current-day athletic directors. From first day of employment to the last, employees should be constantly reminded that the organization's core values form the basis of every decision made. This starts the process of culturalization. This type of leadership allows employees to make decisions based on organizational principles at all levels of the department. Culture is the shadow of the leader. Ways a leader can embed culture within an organization include the following. Number 1, what leaders pay attention to, measure, and control daily. For example, if the AD only attends football games, other programs may feel like they don't matter or are getting less than they deserve. Number 2, how leaders react to critical incidences or organizational crises. For example, are they calm? Do they have a plan? Or do they holler and place blame? Number 3, how leaders allocate resources. Are all programs' needs met? Is one program always getting a little extra? Or is there another that always has to do with the bare minimum? And number 4, how leaders recruit, select, promote, and communicate. Are just certain people hired or promoted? For example, all males? Or is it the most qualified person that is getting the job? Do they communicate with each employee like they are important? Or do they talk down to them? An effective leader must make a conscious effort to see the big picture and look towards the future. Situational vision may not naturally occur for all employees. Therefore, the athletic director or leader may need to create a process that will guide each department or employee through unique situations. For example, during a contract renegotiation or possibly outsourcing a project. When confronted with a difficult decision, leaders may feel pressure, whether from athletes, coaches, or administration, to make a decision quickly. This can be very dangerous. When confronted with a challenging decision, it is vital to gather quality information to make a well-informed decision. A model to help illustrate this process is the rational decision-making model. Step 1, you identify the problem. 2, gather information. 3, analyze the situation. 4, develop options. 5. Evaluate each option. 6. Select the preferred alternative. And 7. Act on the decision. A solid management structure is important to have organizational effectiveness. These duties include leading, planning, staffing, organizing, and evaluating. Staffing is important. You need to build a team that shares the organization's philosophy and will help the organization reach its goals. Think of it as a sports program. You need all of the positions filled, but by those who can actually play the position. You don't want 12 quarterbacks and no linemen. At the Division I level, the use of search firms for high-profile positions has become a common practice. These firms can offer an array of services that can be fit to a university's specific needs. The drawback is that these services can be costly and may not always bring you the results your organization desires. In most organizations, there will come time where organizational change is needed. With any change may come opposition by some. In order to combat this opposition, we can follow Kotter's 8-step model. Number 1, create urgency. Stakeholders need to believe that change is needed. 2, form a powerful coalition. Create a team of influential people who believe in the strategy. Step 3, create a vision for change. Simplify the strategy that states its potential and is easily understood. Number 4, communicate the vision. Communicate the strategy frequently and powerfully. Number 5, remove obstacles. Eliminate any barriers to progress. Number 6, create short-term wins. Set short-term targets that can be celebrated. Number 7, build on change. Be careful not to declare success too soon and strive for continuous improvement. Number 8, anchor the changes. Stick and remain grounded in the organization over time. Communicate and progress often. When it comes to organizing a department, you need a clear and defined organizational structure with defined channels of communication and areas of work. All athletics departments are generally placed within the larger university structure, where the AD reports to the president, and also must abide by their governing body's rules. For example, within the department's senior staff, the NCAA has mandated that at least one woman hold the title of Senior Woman Administrator. Another example is strictly for NCAA Division I football within the FBS. For their staff, they are only allowed 1 head coach, 9 assistant coaches, and 4 graduate assistant coaches. As the leader, it can be overwhelming at times. That is why it is vital to have a staff that you can assign responsibilities to and delegate authority. By delegating, you demonstrate to your employees that you trust them and allow them to grow and develop professionally. The AD can at times be pulled in many different directions at once. It is important for him or her to figure out a way to best manage their time and use of energy. Items that have high urgency and are important need to be addressed now. Such things as a crisis, pressing problems, are deadline-driven projects. Things that are important but can wait a little bit may include presentations or relationship building. Things that may be delegated could include smaller projects, meetings, and possibly some phone calls. Items that should be dumped and given no time include junk mail, for example. Evaluating may not be the most exciting duty of an athletic director, but it needs to be done. At a minimum, annual evaluations should be tied to job-specific objectives. This allows the employee to find out what they are doing well and where they can improve. It also allows the employee to discuss professional goals with the AD, which he or she may be able to help guide them in order for their goals to be achieved. Effective communication is vital at all levels of the athletic department. This can be through direct communication, such as meetings, or indirect communication, such as body language. Meetings are not always enjoyable, but if done correctly, can be very productive. For that to happen, the leader should prepare for the meeting by first deciding if a meeting is necessary or if the information can be understood via email. I'm sure we've all been in a situation where we thought to ourselves, oh, this could have been through an email and saved my time. If a meeting is actually necessary, the following must be determined: the purpose, who needs to be there, the location, and the agenda. During the meeting, be sure to greet people, keep the meeting moving and on task. Close the meeting by reviewing the topics and on a positive note. Following the meeting, distribute the minutes and follow up on any action items. Meetings are a primary mechanism for infusing core values. However, leaders must walk the walk, meaning that they must lead by example and know that they need to pay attention to their interactions with everyone, not just what they say, but also by how they act. Sometimes the most important method of communication is listening. In all situations, the leader should not rush to judgment, knowing that there are two sides, or even more, to every story. Therefore, gathering that information is a must. In today's society, social media is an aspect of almost everyone's daily lives. Many intercollegiate athletic leaders have turned to social media as an alternative to engage with the public. Regardless of the reason for using the media, athletic directors are able to develop a personality and draw an alliance through direct communication with fans. However, it is important to note that the responses from fans may not always be positive, especially during a poor performing season.